What is going on, guys? Here in today's video, we're going to be talking about a stock I think everyone knows about unless you have never left your house at any point, which is very possible in the year of 2020, and that stock is Cheesecake Factory, ticker symbol CAKE. We're going to be talking about the business model behind the Cheesecake Factory, how they're doing in regards to the pandemic, and everything in between. And if you guys enjoy these videos and me breaking down these videos, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, please. That can be my compensation for this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've been doing a lot of research on a lot of different stocks. We have a lot of different videos coming soon. You don't want to miss out on these, I promise you that. So let's get right into the video. And as I was saying before, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand the business model of the Cheesecake Factory. It's a restaurant. They sell food. The restaurant originated in 1972 in Los Angeles. And the first Cheesecake Factory actually opened its doors in 1978 in Beverly Hills, California. The Cheesecake Factory restaurant strives to provide a distinctive, high-quality dining experience at moderate prices by offering an extensive, innovative, and evolving menu in an upscale, casual, high-energy setting with attentive, efficient, and friendly service. As a result, the Cheesecake Factory restaurant appeals to a diverse customer base across a broad demographic range. Our extensive menu and strategic selection of locations enable us to compete for substantially all dining preferences and occasions, from the key lunch and dinner day parts to the mid-afternoon and late night day parts, which are traditional weaker times for the most casual dining restaurants, as well as special occasion dining. The Cheesecake Factory restaurants are generally open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, and we offer additional menu items for weekend brunch. Most of our locations are closed on Thanksgiving and Christmas. All items on our menu except alcoholic beverages are available for off-premises consumption, which presented approximately 16% of our restaurant sales for the fiscal year of 2019. We work with a third party to provide delivery service, which is now available at nearly all of our restaurants. In addition, we offer online ordering for to-go sales at all of our domestic locations. All of our restaurants offer a full-service bar where our entire menu is served. Alcoholic beverage sales represented 12% of the Cheesecake Factory restaurant sales for fiscal year 2019. They have approximately 250 items on their menu, 45 types of cheesecake. That is a lot of cheesecake. I don't even really like cheesecake, but I know that's a lot of cheesecake. And in fiscal year 2019, cheesecake and desserts account for approximately 16% of their sales. So that's definitely the bread and butter right there. And in 2019, the Cheesecake Factory actually launched a new type of cheesecake called pineapple upside down cheesecake. That does not sound appealing to me in any sort of way at all, but I'm sure some of you out there watching this video, it's very appealing to you. As for the menu prices, they usually try to increase them 2 to 3% annually. I would say this is probably to keep up with inflation or just be slightly ahead of inflation, anything in that sort of field. They do target a select field, a select area when they put a new restaurant in. So it usually consists of primarily a high quality, high profile location with a balanced mix of retail, shopping, entertainment, residence, tourism, and business. So they're pretty selective with their locations. It's not like a Subway or Dunkin' Donuts where you can just come right out of your house and take any turn at all and there's just one on every single corner. So now you have the idea behind the Cheesecake Factory and what the Cheesecake Factory does. If you didn't already, I'm sure a lot of people already had a general idea of this business model without even knowing it. But are you aware of the other restaurants that the Cheesecake Factory owns? First off, in 2019, they acquired North Italia and Fox Restaurant Concepts. North Italia is a modern interpretation of Italian cooking in the upscale casual dining segment. Dishes are handmade and scratched daily. The menu features appetizers, salads, fresh pastas, pizza, and entrees. Example of menu offerings include white truffle garlic bread, Tuscan kale salad, bolognese, burrata tortellini, margherita pizza, Tuscan half chicken, chicken parmesan, and braised short rib. North Italia offers an assortment of wines, beers, and house-made cocktails. Alcoholic beverage sales represented approximately 30% of North Italia's sales for fiscal year 2019. North Italia restaurants are generally open 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch. We see a number of potential synergistic attributes, including operations and real estate development, as well as significant market opportunity for an on-trend Italian offering. North Italia's operations have been relocated to the company's corporate headquarters to help scale the concept nationally. So based off of that, it does sound like they have plans for North Italia to really upscale it, and we're going to get into that a little bit, what their plans are, where they see this going, those type of things. As for Fox Restaurant Concepts, FRC operates as an independent subsidiary in Phoenix, Arizona. Its concepts are diverse industry segment, occasions, square footage, and geography. FRC's largest concept, Flower Child, operates in the fast casual dining segment, offering a customizable menu made fresh from scratch, featuring a local sourced, all natural and organic ingredients. Flower Child is a potential opportunity for us to diversify our portfolio in a strong and growing niche. Our other FRC potential growth concepts include the Henry Culinary Dropout and Blanco, which together with the other FRC brands serve as an ecosystem for talent, menu, and design development. In addition to these, they also have the Grand Lux Cafe, the Rock Sugar Southeast Asian Kitchen, and the Social Monk Asian Kitchen. Grand Lux Cafe is an upscale casual dining concept that offers globally inspired cuisine with an ambience of modern sophistication. Using fresh ingredients, the menu, approximately 175 items at Grand Lux Cafe, offers classic American dishes and international favorites, including appetizers, pasta, seafood, steaks, chicken, burgers, salads, specialty items, and desserts. Examples of menu offerings include our cedar plank BBQ salmon, buffalo chicken rolls, and shrimp scampi. Now that is my type of meal. Each Grand Lux Cafe features an off-site bakery which produces a selection of signature desserts and a full-service bar. As for the Rock Sugar Southeast Asian Kitchen, Rock Sugar Southeast Asian Kitchen features a Southeast Asian menu and design elements in an upscale casual dining setting. Rock Sugar Southeast Asian Kitchen showcases the cuisines of Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and India, with approximately 75 dishes served family style to create an atmosphere that encourages sharing and conversation. Examples of menu offerings include shaking beef, Thai basil cashew chicken, ginger fried rice, and crispy samosas. Rock Sugar Southeast Asian Kitchen also features a full-service bar with an extensive wine list and exotic cocktails, and offers freshly made desserts that infuse traditional French flair into nearly a dozen Asian-influenced items. And lastly, for the Social Monk Asian Kitchen, in February 2019, we opened the first location of Social Monk Asian Kitchen, a fast casual Asian concept with a modern urban feel. The menu features the cuisines of Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, China, Indonesia, and India in made-to-order starters, salads, soups, sandwiches, rice, and noodle bowls, classic entrees, vegetables and sides, and house-made frozen custard. The restaurant also offers beer and wine. Examples of menu offerings include crisp vegetable spring rolls, Asian chicken salad, Thai basil cashew chicken, shaking beef, and dan dan noodles. As for the company's plans to grow, they said the following in the 10Q. Our strategy is driven by our commitment, customer satisfaction, and is focused primarily on menu innovation, service and operation execution to differentiate ourselves from other restaurant concepts, as well as to drive competitively strong performance that is sustainable. Financially, we are focused on prudently managing expenses at our restaurant, bakery facilities, and corporate support center, and leveraging our size to make the best use of our purchasing power. Investing in new company-owned restaurant development is our top long-term capital allocation priority, with a focus on opening our concepts in premier locations within both new and existing markets. For the Cheesecake Factory concept, we target an average cash-on-cash return on investment of approximately 20 to 25% at the unit level. We target an average cash-on-cash return on investments at about 35% for the North Italia concept and 25 to 30% for the FRC concepts. Returns are affected by the cost to build restaurants, the level of revenues that each restaurant can deliver, and our ability to maximize the profitability of restaurants. Just a little tidbit here, it costs about $2 million to open one of these restaurants. It said it costs between $1.7 and $2 million to open up these restaurants. Investing in new restaurant development that meets our return on investment criteria is expected to support achieving mid-teens company level returns on invested capital. In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, we continue to evaluate the pace and quantity of new unit development until more clarity on the restaurant industry operating environment emerges. For the Cheesecake Factory concept, our strategy is to increase comparable restaurant sales by growing average check, stabilizing customer traffic through 1, continuing to offer innovative, high-quality menu items that offer customers a wide range of options in terms of flavor, price, and value. 2, focusing on service and hospitality with the goal of delivering an exceptional customer experience. And 3, continuing to provide our customers with convenient options for off-premises dining. We are continuing our efforts on a number of initiatives, including a customer greater focus on increasing customer throughput in our restaurants, leveraging the success of our gift card program, working with a third party to provide delivery services for our restaurants, increasing customer awareness of our online ordering capabilities, augmenting our marketing programs, enhancing our training programs, and leveraging our customer satisfaction measurement platform. And as for visions and more future plans, for more specific stores for the Cheesecake Factory, they do plan to grow to 300 domestic locations over time, and they do see a market for 8 to 10 stores in Canada. But they also see themselves expanding their international locations over time, which is awesome to see and is good for the company. As for North Italia, they do see a potential of 200 domestic locations over time. They currently have 23 locations in 11 states in the United States. This is kind of one of those that you gotta wonder what could have happened if the pandemic didn't come about. Because you gotta remember, they did just acquire this in October of 2019, so they might have had all these plans they're putting into place, all these things that were getting ready, and all of a sudden the world was like, LOL, JK, we're going to shutdown mode, BRB. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with this when they are actually allowed to open up, I guess you could say, in 2021 maybe. Probably more likely it's gonna be 2022. And as for Fox Resorts concept, they describe this as innovation, which basically means it's not really their main focus of the business at this point in time. Let's look at how they first responded to the pandemic when the first outbreak came about. In our initial response to the pandemic, the company and its board of directors implemented the following measures to preserve liquidity and enhance financial flexibility: eliminated non-essential capital expenditures and expenses, suspended new unit development, reduced board, executive, and corporate support staff compensation, furloughed approximately 41,000 hourly staff members, engaged in discussions with our landlords regarding ongoing rent obligations, including a potential deferral, abatement, and or restructuring of rent otherwise payable during the period of COVID-19 pandemic-related closure, increased borrowings under our revolving credit facility, raised additional equity and capital, suspended the dividend on our common stock and share repurchases. So they've taken several phases to actually get through the stage that the world is in right now. And they shifted to an off-premises model in March, which basically means they were just doing takeout. And they basically do this overnight, as most companies did. And keep in mind, everything I'm telling you is as of the most recent earnings, which was as of June 2020. They are reporting earnings this upcoming week on October 29th, I believe their earnings date is set for. As of right now, they have 146 Cheesecake Factories that are open for indoor dining with social distancing, 18 North Italias, 19 FRCs, and 26 of their other locations, for a total of 208 locations open for indoor dining with social distancing. Those open for outdoor dining only include 36 Cheesecake Factories, 6 North Italias, 1 FRC, and 4 other locations, for a total of 47 restaurants. Those open for takeout include 22 Cheesecake Factories and nothing else. Just 22. And as for restaurants that are currently closed, that includes 1 Cheesecake Factory, 5 FRCs, and 10 other establishments, for 16 currently closed restaurants. I'm not sure if you can do that math by yourself. If you want to take a moment, pause the video and get out a calculator, absolutely go for it. I will 100% wait for you. But if you just want to look at the number on the bottom of the screen, that totals 293 restaurants in their portfolio. They did open 9 new restaurants in 2019. This includes 5 Cheesecake Factories, 1 Social Monk Asian Chicken, 1 North Italia, and 2 Flower locations. As for the CEO, just a couple of quick notes here. The CEO is David Overton. He's been there since 1992. David Overton has served as the chairman of the board and chief executive officer of the Cheesecake Factory since its incorporation in 1992. Mr. Overton co-founded the company with his parents, Evelyn and Oscar Overton. Mr. Overton created the namesake concepts and opened the first Cheesecake Factory restaurant in 1978 in Beverly Hills, California. He grew the Cheesecake Factory into an international brand and created 3 other concepts: Grand Lux Cafe, Rock Sugar Southeast Asian Kitchen, and Social Monk Asian Kitchen. Under Mr. Overton's leadership, revenues reached $2.3 billion in 2018, with the Cheesecake Factory leading the casual dining industry an average annual sales per restaurant of $10.7 million in fiscal 2018. Among Mr. Overton's many professional honors, he has received the International Food Service Manufacturers Association Silver Plate Award, recognized the most outstanding and innovative talent in the food service operations, the Executive of the Year Award from Restaurants and Institutions magazine, the Menu Masters Hall of Fame Award, and the Golden Chain Award from Nation's Restaurant News for his outstanding contributions to menu design and food service research and development, the Entrepreneur of the Year in the food service category for the Los Angeles region by Ernst & Young, for his demonstrated excellence and extraordinary success in innovation, performance, and personal commitment to the Cheesecake Factory and the communities the restaurant served. And the Leadership Roundtable Industry Leadership Award. Mr. Overton is one of the founding members and directors of the Cheesecake Factory, Oscar and Evelyn Overton Charitable Foundation, a 501c3 qualified, non-profit charitable organization which raises funds for a variety of worthy causes and provides means for the company's approximately 38,700 staff members to perform charitable work in their communities. So it is a founder-led company. David Overton has been there from the start, and he has turned this company into what it is today, and he's had his hands there the entire time, which is obviously great to see. And as you know by my Dropbox video, that's something I love to see. As for a quick look at the balance sheet, total assets, again, as of June of 2020, are $2.8 billion in assets. Total current assets are $454 million. They have $250 million in cash and cash equivalents. And you might be looking at the number next to it and they might be thinking this is a pretty significant increase since December of 2019, especially considering the world went into shutdown mode. But you gotta remember that the Cheesecake Factory did raise a ton of money, including a $200 million deal. Total current liabilities are $532 million. Long-term debt is $376 million, and they have their total liabilities listed at $2.8 billion bills, y'all. Net income for this quarter was actually negative. They lost a total of $56 million in quarter 2 of 2020. Total revenue is $2.8 billion for trailing 12 months. Gross profit for the TTM is $863 million. And as for the metrics here, $1.4 billion market cap, a trailing PE of under 10, so it's pretty undervalued if you look at just that. Forward PE of 25, PEG ratio of 5, price to sales ratio is 0.62. Price to book ratio is just under 4, and enterprise value and revenue of 1.4. And as for the analyst portion, earnings estimate next year is negative $1.14, negative 1.14. Revenue next year is projected to increase by about 30%. And as for the growth estimates, negative 171% for the current quarter, negative 94% for the next quarter, negative 143% for the current year, 205% next year, and negative 10% for the next 5 years. Talk about a mixed bag we got going on here. So after all this mumbo jumbo we've discussed here, what do I think of the Cheesecake Factory and is in the stock I'm gonna buy? I am not gonna be buying the Cheesecake Factory, but I honestly don't think it's a bad buy at all. I'm not gonna buy because although I think it's definitely undervalued, I think it's more towards the fair-ish value side than the undervalued side. So if you're gonna buy it, like I just said, absolutely do it. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I think it's more towards fair-ish value than completely undervalued. It's not a stock I look at and I'm like completely undervalued, like gotta buy. It's not like Dropbox, for example, where I'm just like, that stock's way undervalued, I gotta buy, I gotta buy, I gotta buy, I gotta buy. And two, although the company I think is undervalued, I think there's just better deals in the market right now. My buddy's better allocated elsewhere, and I think I'm gonna see better returns in other stocks that I've been looking at. Like if I were to put my money in the Cheesecake Factory, there's a good chance I would double my money over time, but the fact is it's not a sexy play, it's not a 10x stock. If you look at the balance sheet over the past 5 years, the company really has not grown that exponentially top line, and frankly, I really don't know if it will. And plus, I don't have any concerns that the restaurant is gonna go BK by any means, but I do have concerns about this second wave of the virus and the restrictions that are gonna be put in place when it does start to ramp up. I also have concerns about buying this stock at this price and how much the future plans are gonna be affected because of the virus. But don't get me wrong, if this stock drops to under $25, it's an excellent buy, and if it drops to under $20 like it did a few months ago, load. But as for right now, I'm holding off, especially because I wanna see where the market goes after the election, because historically, the market does usually dip after an election, so I wanna have cash on hand just in case I see some good buying opportunities. And saying that, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Cheesecake Factory and if you are buying it now, and how much growth you think the Cheesecake Factory will see over the next 5 or 10 years. And I will see you guys in the next video.